Hello everyone, welcome back to another Purity series. It's so nice to have you here again. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Adege Grace Mercy, and people of God, I am so glad, I am delighted this day to have my own very pastor, the lead pastor of Porter's Court, the church. I am blessed. The excellent Pastor Babatope Akinola is here today to give fatherly advice on purity. We sometimes tend to have the gap between children and fathers, and we don't tend to get the exact thing that they really want us to get. But we are here today to really hear from Pastor Babatope Akinola. Daddy, you're welcome to Purity series. We are so glad and delighted to have you here, sir. Thank you so much for honoring this invitation, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, sir. So today we're going to be talking about a very interesting topic. So just sit back, relax, because we're really going to learn a lot. I mean a lot. Our topic for today is Father's desire on purity and how it is applicable in a demoralized world. They have so many expectations from us, and Daddy will be talking about a lot of them, and how then can we really apply it? If we look at their generation and our own generation, now we have a lot of things that stop or not make us walk in that pathway they want us to really walk in. So how is purity really applicable in a demoralized world? Daddy, I would quickly like to ask you, can you run us through your salvation experience and how has been your walk in purity so far?
Well, thank you again for having me.
Yeah.
Well, my salvation experience, I was born into church, but that does not validate my salvation. So I was in the church for around 12 years.
Wow.
I wasn't saved.
Wow.
I was a church boy. Everybody likes me. I'm a good boy. But they don't know my heart. So until a certain Sunday, I had an encounter with Jesus on that Sunday. And that was when, for the first time, I made a genuine decision to follow him, and that was 1992. Wow.
So Daddy, how has been the walk in purity? Has there been probably ups and downs, time where you really, you wish you didn't even give your life to Christ, or maybe you needed strength at some point to push through? How has the walk been so far, sir?
It's a very long walk, and we are still on the walk.
Yes, sir.
So, but a lot of challenges. As growing up as a born-again teenager, so but I can see the hand of God. Grace actually worked for me. I won't say that I am strong, and I will not claim to be smart. But I just see that every time I am the verge of making mistake, there's a way you just shine the light.
Wow.
And we were able to sail through without any stain.
Wow, did you hear that? Daddy said he will not say that he's very strong or smart, but the grace of God. Okay, so Daddy, what comes to your mind when you hear the word purity?
When I hear the word purity,
yes, sir,
what comes to my mind is one, lack of contamination, not defiled. Purity means just of one content, single. So when you say somebody is pure, it means there is no blame, no spot.
Wow.
Pure.
No sports, no blame at all. Wow. Okay, so Daddy, what are some of the desires of a father to their children regarding purity and moral standard, especially in their romantic relationship? Every godly father would like to see into the relationship of their children and make sure it maintains Christian standard. Now relating it to our generation, the Gen Zs, cohabitation, they say romance, they're not having sex, they're just trying to, please themselves, and even children telling their parents, Daddy, you are invading into my privacy too much. Daddy, give me privacy now, and all of these things. So what would be your advice to us concerning this, and what are the desires of a father indeed towards their children, especially relating it to the romantic relationship, their romantic relationships?
Okay, well, number one is that Let me start with God the Father. God the Father is the Father of all.
Yes, sir.
So every other father is just taking after him. So a father have a desire is to be proud of their children, whether male or female.
Yes, sir.
But it's just much more that because of the complexity around the female gender, it's a lot of pride for a father to see the female child stand tall. So, and in the kingdom, purity is the highest valuable standard. The highest. That's why the heaven does not, the Bible says, the angels are saying, holy, holy, holy is the Lord God of hosts. So even in heaven, the highest standard that God places is purity. Whether for the male or for the female. So, coming to our world of today, there are a lot of challenges which the present generation will be facing. We faced our own, but when we were growing up, there were no phones.
The same way a 12-year-old or a 13-year-old already has a phone.
There was no phone then. And I remember when I was even serving, I think there was no WhatsApp.
Wow.
I think then for you to even chat, you have to be on this to go or something like that.
Okay, yes.
Yes, but I didn't just use that app till we went out of. I didn't use it. So there were less pressure, distractions, and the likes. When we're going up so all the likes of the application today that is sponsoring a lot of distractions, and they are not there. Though we had our challenges, but now for the present generation there is more. So, but one thing is sure, the Bible says God's standard does not change.
So,
So God can never change. That's what the Bible talks about. Hebrews 13:8. So Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Whether you are in one generation or the other, it does not change.
The standard does not change. Yes, sir.
The only thing is that things change, but the standard cannot change. So now people will be giving excuses of what they are going through, but it has always been that. It's just that the difference is now is that there are a lot of digital signals that provoke sexual pleasure and all their likes. So today it means that the approach to working with God must also change. So one is that because there are many challenges that don't used to be there, but they are available now. So in the present day, a child of God must be intentional. If not, you will sleep. So the area of privacy, that Daddy give me privacy. Privacy can be a gateway to sinful pleasure. One of the things that helped me as a teenager growing up is that there was no freedom. So there are levels of freedom you don't need. So why do you want privacy? Privacy of what? You can't check my phone. You can't just enter my room at any time. You can't just give my sleep. You're coming to visit me in school. You must let me know.
Let me know. Don't just
talking about. So at our age, there was no privacy. So the time the parents will be, one of them will be at home. So you can't just and they will monitor you. So there was no privacy, and you can't even stand before them and ask them to give me privacy. Yeah, I can't. So privacy for a young, very young child, less than 18, is luxury. It's not needed. But at that stage, you are in the building process, and you need the help of a coach, a parent, a guardian, and they must be able to assess everything about you. That's when they can know how to help you. But if you close up, then you use that avenue to get you. Because you keep growing in the wrong way, and nobody knows you're having the challenge. So when there's no privacy, that's when the parents will know that you have a challenge. They can really come in to see how they can help.
Daddy, you talked about a different approach to the way we serve God. Can you buttress more on that?
What I'm saying now is that now there is a lot on the internet.
Yes, sir.
So Now, if you are a Christian and you don't carefully and strategically manage your time very well, the devil will find work for you.
When you works online.
Then you can sit down from morning to night and you are not productive.
Very true, sir.
That's why I'm saying that you must change your approach. So now you must totally don't give room for any idle time. If you are a student, you are not break, get something to do, and at your break time, arrange something you are doing. So that you are listening to a message, or you are watching a video that is going to impact you. You must be doing something, because if any gap, you will see a pop-up. And also, in the present day, you must working with God now demands more discipline than before.
Yes, sir.
Because in those days, now there are too many things fighting for your attention. But it takes a lot of discipline to say no.
No.
So if you are not disciplined, when there are pop-ups, you want to get to the end of it.
Yes, sir.
And before you know it, you are trapped. So at the point, people have been complaining that I've not been on Facebook for years, close to, I've not been active on Facebook for about 10 years now.
Wow.
I've not been active on Facebook. But I used to be very active on Facebook before. But until one day I decided that no, get to work, and I discovered till midday I have not done anything productive, and I was still responding to messages. People, friends on Facebook message me, I want to reply. I saw something as I replying, I follow it, I watch it. Got it. So I discovered so many hours responding to social media, and I've not done anything productive. So that day I decided that sorry for now. So that was how I left Facebook, and I'm still there, but I am not active. If you send me a message, you can take 1 year before you get a reply. But I'm more active on WhatsApp, and even WhatsApp now, I have to start managing it, because so you just need to be in charge of your time, so that you can be able to do the will of God.
Yes, sir. Okay, Daddy, what are the benefits of staying sexually pure in marriage? Because some persons, they have not probably understood the benefit of it. Probably if they hear now that, okay, these are the benefits, actually explaining it to the female gender separately and then the male gender separately, sir.
The benefit of staying pure.
Yes, sir.
Is number one, you have met the requirement of heaven. The real scorecard of everybody is not here.
Yes, sir.
Heaven.
Yes, sir.
Main opinion does not matter. It is what God sees that matters.
That matters.
So for every single sister that stays pure, the marriage, heaven celebrates you. The father's heart is glad.
Yes, sir.
Is proud that I still have children who will not defile themselves.
Yes, sir.
So that's number one. It's not even about the men around you at first, but you have pleased God. That's number one. Number two, staying pure. This just gives you a level of justification and a boldness placed on demands. Because one, there is a level of guilt that comes with getting into contamination.
Guilt.
And yes, I have met a man before who told me that my wife always, my wife a lifetime honor and respect. He said for one thing. He said for what? He said because we married at a later age. He said, but I met my wife pure. Still in that. Never known any man. Say that singular decision to stay pure humbled me. So you see, so you earn something.
Yes, sir.
So there is a way that your future husband cannot treat you. It gives you that regard and respect. So in the ancient times, virginity is celebrated in the communities. But now it has been watered down.
Yes, sir.
But the standard of God does not change. It still remains that there's a value.
Yes,
That thing adds to you.
Mm.
It's a value. There's a way your partner can never talk to you because of passing that test.
Mm.
So we're not saying that we are condemning those who have crossed that line. No, not at all. But it is better not to cross it.
Yes, sir.
There's something better.
Mm.
So it's something of value that any young female must not compromise.
Mm.
When you compromise, it's an irreversible reaction.
Mm.
You cannot bring it back.
Mm.
So, and you have lost something.
Mm.
Something you cannot recover.
Mm.
So it's wise. As I always tell every young lady that is in our church under my leadership, that even if when you are in a relationship with any brother, I said, secure yourself.
Mm.
That's it. Because for a male, the African community, in a way, they exonerate the male.
Yes, sir.
Even though God does not exonerate them.
Mm.
You get it?
Yes, sir.
They don't exonerate the male. You will ask a male, how many people have you access to? Get it?
Mm.
So that's the black man mentality. Feel like a man can do something, but women cannot do it. But that's the African culture.
Yes, sir.
We should give some respect to it too. Well, because of the delicate nature of a female, that might be their decision. But God does not exonerate the man.
Mm.
Both sides must be pure.
Yes,
So
sir.
now, if you are a female and you allow yourself to be defiled because of the nature of your anatomy or whatever,
Yes, sir.
it will be obvious to there's no how you can uncover it.
Mm.
That's where for a male, there's nothing to ascertain that you have done it.
Done it. Yes, sir. Mm.
So you see, so for a female, they are to an extent they are more sacred in a way.
Mm.
And also, when you open yourself to that caliber of defilement, a lot of things come with it.
Mm.
I dread that line. I can't cross it.
Mm.
Why? Because every sexual act is spiritual.
Mm.
It's a blood covenant.
Yes, sir.
A lot of people don't sit down to think.
Mm.
A lot of woes in people's lives today, they got it through sex.
Mm.
It is a spiritual thing. Why do I know? There is an exchange of blood.
Mm.
So the moment you're having sex with somebody, you have entered deep into that person. And the person has entered deep into you. And there's been an exchange. And because it's spiritual, there is exchange of everything.
Mm.
The moment somebody who is possessed is having sex with you, you become possessed.
Mm.
That's why you see that people that mostly are rape victims, if they are raped, we mostly advise immediately that medically something must be done, and also there must be spiritual action on that person. You must go for deliverance, because anyone who attempts to rape you carries a demon of morality. Because it doesn't make any sense. You want to rape somebody, so for you to get to that level, you are already demonized.
Yes, sir.
So, and if that person sleeps with you, you are invoked. He has passed something to you. So that's why a lot of people are careless after that kind of thing. They cover it up, everything. It should not be done. They say that girl is now wayward. They do not understand what has happened to that young lady. They will now family begin to struggle with that girl. Say everywhere, he's sleeping with people everywhere. It's because something happened to this young person that yet nobody took caution of. So even that person will not understand herself.
Yes,
that's why she's wanting sex, she's going everywhere. But it's because something spiritual had happened. So if we understand the spiritual dimension to having sex with somebody else, you will be careful.
Yes, sir.
Never to open up. So you must know that if this thing happens, it's an irreversible reaction and a lot of things goes wrong. And sometimes it's not as easy as that.
Yes,
if
sir.
some things creep into your life, sometimes it can be battle to bring them out. And beyond that, also there are a lot of other diseases that comes with sex.
Yes, sir. Sexually transmitted diseases. Yes,
So
sir.
why do you want to get into this kind of so you want to be praying unnecessary prayer for what? Wisdom demands that you keep yourself pure and just stay healthy.
Yes, sir.
It's just that.
Wow. Okay, sir. How can youth, teenagers now meet up with this standard of staying sexually pure? How is it applicable in a world that do not celebrate it? Probably, they have friends that are even believers, brothers in church. I was reading through one of the sisters' page, and I was seeing how they were complaining that they want to stay sexually pure, but the person they're in a relationship with is saying, if we don't go into the act, I can't marry you. And probably they've been into several relations. There's pressure there now that okay, we want to now stay sexually pure. The world is not really celebrating it. So how can we survive? How is it applicable in this kind of world, sir?
Well, just let's be real. It's been less celebrated now. But I must tell you that whether it is celebrated or not celebrated, there are people who still stand for this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So that was why when Elijah was telling God that it's only me that is standing, forget it. About 7,000 that are Muslim. They are waiting for the call. So don't say that again. So that should not be an excuse.
Yes, sir.
And also, the believers community, body of Christ, must keep pushing. The reason why it appears is less celebrated is because the voice of the people who are bringing down the morals is very loud. The LGBTQ and the rest of them, they are pushing a lot of investment and funding into what they believe. They are channeling their money into even movie industry so that they can help them market this new idea of this LGBTQ. But what are we doing? We must stand up and push what we believe. What's our tenet of faith? We push it also so that it becomes not a secret value, but a public declared value to everybody. Our children must know what we stand for.
Yes, sir.
So the teenagers, the new generation, the Gen Z, the Gen Alpha, and the rest of them, it is just something you must personally decide for. Well, get into a relationship, if somebody is demanding for sex, you just know that you are in a wrong relationship. But Pastor, they are demanding for it. Don't I feel like I also want it? Yes, you will feel like. That's why, So somebody was using an excuse that you are fasting and they are cooking. Automatically, that the aroma of the
food make you hungry.
All you that come and eat.
Yes, sir.
But the only way you can stay fasted is to reply, I am fasting. So that should be the ideology of a teenager to the present world.
Yes, sir.
Yes, there will be a lot of aroma calling you for sex, but you must respond. It's not time.
Yes, sir.
I am on the fast, and my fast ends with a holy matrimony.
Yes, sir.
So, but that even you will sometimes have your body is asking for it, but you say no.
No.
I'm fasting. I don't need it. And to come with a lot of determination, and but grace is available.
Amen. Wow, thank you so much, sir. It has really been an awesome moment. Okay, so what would be your heart-to-heart talk to someone who has probably fallen into the sin of sexual immorality and has been locked up in it? Maybe somebody's watching presently now and the person is saying, Pastor, for me, I'm in it now. How can I come out of it? I really want to do all these things that you've been talking about. So how can the person come out of it now that the person is locked up in it?
Well, if you get into it, don't condemn yourself, because Jesus came for you.
Yes.
He said, I came for the lost, the sheep that are lost already.
Yes, sir.
So I came for them. So God has a provision for everyone who have missed it in that area. Because the love of God is such that a sinner should not perish.
Yes, sir.
So if you are locked up in sexual addiction, the first thing is the will to come out.
The will to come out.
So when there is a will, there will be a way. Because God always show us the way out.
Way out.
And so the will, number one, and also you must, the moment you get that will, the next thing you have to do is to give your life to Jesus. Because that's where the grace is released. Give your life to Jesus and let it be genuine. After which you must cut off from any association that triggers your interest in that area. So if there's a sexual partner that you just know that you must not meet again. At least for now. There must not be anything that brings you close, or if possible, even talking and all those things. Cut off. Must block that person on WhatsApp, block on mobile, block on everything. Why? You are securing your life. That's what you must cut off from that situation totally. Because one, this person has he has touched your emotion. So if you give any room for any conversation, he without physically being with you, he can touch your emotion again. And emotions are not born again.
That he said emotions are not born again.
So if anybody has touched your emotion and you don't want the person to touch it again,
cut off.
You must totally, you must behave like somebody who is crazy. You will not be nice with that person. Why are you not nice? Because you want to make heaven.
Yes, sir.
Because that's the only way. That's why the Bible talks about free.
Yes, sir.
It didn't say manage it, set free.
No.
If you are in that, you must just run. That's very critical. So cut off from any, and also anything, whether it's if Instagram is triggering, cut off from that. Any app, lock it and shut down. Close your account. You are just trying to save your soul. If anything, any gadget that pushes you, cut off. With a friend, cut off. So, and find a community that this the new generation. Find a community that will strengthen your faith. And speak to a counselor so that you can get a necessary counselor also, and find people of like mind, people who uphold the value of purity, people who uphold who know you are very strong in that area. Befriend them and let them be the accountability partner. You are going out, I'm going to this place. So if you are going to the wrong place, they don't go. So these things will help you.
Wow, I'd like to quickly, in case you missed some point, Daddy said you must have a will to get out of it. Salvation is next thing, and then you must cut off from anything at all that is, lingering, that act. You must also find a community and also a counselor. Wow, it has really been a beautiful session, an awesome session. Okay, sir, Daddy, as we conclude this session, can you give a fatherly advice on purity if the whole world or somebody watching right now would want to walk in purity, like really desire it right now, and your advice is something he or she would take note of presently and start doing? What would be your advice to us, sir?
Well, my advice is decide for purity. Because purity is the gateway to every other thing. Automatically you are operating in the nature of God.
Yes, sir. Very true.
So staying pure is going to make you live a life such that everything comes with bliss, comes with joy, rest of mind, and you look as if you are in heaven on earth. So, but you have been a victim of any sexual whatever, don't be discouraged. Attacking the Lord Pastor here, the boy is a typical example.
Yes, sir.
As much as he is today an icon of holiness all over the world, he has a past.
Yes, sir.
But you can look at him, his past cannot be put side to side with his present day future. So you can't believe that Daddy Gio is a playboy when he was young. Not so many relationships. But today, after salvation, any man is in Christ a new creature.
Yes, sir.
So there's hope for somebody who has missed it. All you need to do is, because even the righteous, if you fall 7 times, you can rise again. Just stand up and start afresh. Open a new page.
Wow.
And you see that even in that area that you think is an unfortunate thing, God will turn it to become a message for your generation. And that will now be your whole ministry, helping people out.
Wow. It has really been an awesome moment. Thank you so much, Daddy, for pouring out. I told you earlier that you should just get set for words of wisdom. Thank you so much for pouring out your heart to us in a father's heart. So we know now, we know better. Thank you so much for honoring this invitation, Daddy. It really means a lot to us all on the Purity series. And to our viewers out there, thank you so much for watching the episode today. Do well to subscribe, like, share the video. I would love to read your comments as well, just in case you'll be coming for convention and then you're a redeemed member. You must visit our church. Potter's Court. Just ask for Potter's Court here on RCG camp, and then you definitely have a blissful moment with us in our church. Thank you so much, and God bless you.